Kyle Madson, 95.7 The Game, Niners Wire, Candlestick Chronicles. Does it all for this San Francisco 49ers. Do you have an idea? Like, is New Orleans a good fit for Jimmy Garoppolo? Have you put the Niners Wire column together, the Candlestick Chronicles podcast together about fits for Jimmy this offseason?
Literally going to work on it when I get done here. I have a fun way to go about it because I feel like it's like Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Washington and Carolina. It's the same kind of like 5 or 6 teams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all 32 teams and the chances that he winds up at each of those teams. I'm very excited about it.
So
before
you elaborate, and this is for Twitch and YouTube, so forgive me. Are you wearing a blazer?
No.
You're not.
I'm wearing my awesome black jean jacket that I bought.
Oh, okay. I got it.
I ran in my door and ran upstairs and set up. Okay. So I didn't have time to like change my clothes like normal.
Appreciate the commitment, but I was like, hey, look, you're definitely in all black. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's a black black jean jacket. I bought it on the internet while under the influence one night, and it showed up.
Letter.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And 3 letters, and I got I got it in the mail, and I was like, you know what? Not my style really, but I'm going to be adventurous. Half the battle with fashion is being confident when you wear it. And I think I look cool. Like, it doesn't fit me like style wise because I'm a huge dork, but nobody that doesn't know me knows that. So
you look great.
Thank you.
All I ask is please don't wear it with like a pineapple shirt underneath. That's all I ask.
No, black or white shirt underneath.
Okay. And definitely
black jeans.
Avoid the watermelon shirt a little bit more than you do. I would also encourage that. It's just my opinion.
So don't wear that to the wedding. Got it. Okay.
Rock it with confidence, Kyle. You got this, big dog. You got this.
Please continue the fun game you're playing in putting together fits for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, like I don't think he's going to go to the Chiefs. FYI, breaking news.
Good call.
Yeah, but I think that Kenny's right. Like, if Washington is going to offer them a first-round pick, and the Steelers are going to offer them a third and a future second, like they're going to go with the first-round pick, even though it's in the NFC. As far as the Saints specifically, I thought they were a great fit until Sean Payton quit, and now I have questions because I don't know who their head coach is going to be. So
sure.
The
birth of that was that Eric Bieniemy is interviewing tomorrow.
Then yeah, for sure. I think Eric Bieniemy would figure it out with Jimmy.
What about? I mean, I'm just thinking in my head. Denver seems like a location.
I'm out on Denver. If you're Denver, okay, you just watch Jimmy Garoppolo finish 3rd in the division with Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, and Matthew Stafford. Why would you bring him into a division with Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert and whatever the Raiders are going to do? So I totally agree. They need an upgrade at quarterback, but I just don't know if Garoppolo is the guy that they're going to turn to and be like, oh, this is the guy. I'm not buying that.
Cleveland
makes sense. He's better than Baker. So
really?
Yeah, he's better.
Man, Baker stinks.
And that's really? Not even saying like Garoppolo's like super nice. Like he's
not. He's better than Baker.
That bad?
So here's what, like, I don't think Garoppolo is like miles better than Baker, but Mayfield, like when he has to go play action and when he's moving around and stuff, he's just not very good. And I think if you're the Browns and you're wanting to upgrade at quarterback without having to like break the bank or trade 1 million picks to try and go get Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, both of whom might not even be available on the trade market. I think Garoppolo for them would be an upgrade while they kind of figure out what they're doing at that spot.
They got the backs for it, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. They have a really good defense.
Yeah.
But Baker Mayfield is just kind
of that's tough.
Wow.
That's tough for a variety of reasons. Man, you really whiffed on that one. If you're going Jimmy Garoppolo, if you're like, you know what'll fix this? Jimmy Garoppolo. That's not a knock on Jimmy Garoppolo because I believe Okay, y'all are the experts.
You're saying that if Baker Mayfield's not getting it done, like Jimmy Garoppolo isn't. Like Jimmy Garoppolo is a massive upgrade over Mason Rudolph.
Right. Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But like,
I mean,
want that to be the future of your franchise? Like, I don't think Jimmy's not signing a 1-year deal somewhere.
No, you extend him for 3 years for a lot cheaper than you're going to get Baker for.
I don't think Jimmy's going to be cheap. That's just my opinion.
I think you could get him on, if you give him like a 3-year deal, I bet you could get him like 3 and 60.
That's what I thought too. I think Dave said he's getting 100 million.
Yeah.
I don't
get way
for
10 years.
That's funny. No, I think he's getting the Ryan Tannehill deal.
No way.
I mean, he is.
The reason I think he won't is because he hasn't been healthy. Like that's a pretty significant problem. And B, the Titans gave Ryan Tannehill that deal because they went, oh, he had this great year. We can win a Super Bowl with this guy because we have Derrick Henry. The Steelers don't have Derrick Henry. Like the Steelers are going to sign Jimmy Garoppolo to be a stopgap. Ryan Tannehill wasn't signed to be a stopgap. There's no team that's looking at Garoppolo and going, oh, that's our guy for 5 years.
I sort of disagree.
Really?
That's the end of I think someone will sign Jimmy I don't think the team that Jimmy winds up on is a stopgap team. I think they're signing him to be they're signing Jimmy Garoppolo to be his quarterback, and I think
that's a loser franchise.
I think the Saints would do it. I think the New Orleans Saints would do it.
I don't know, man. They don't have a lot of cap space. I can't imagine they would want to.
Well, okay, I don't know the cap spaces for all these teams, smart ass. What I'm saying is he fits and it makes sense, and he's going to get the bag, and I'm going to believe that until he doesn't.
I don't think he's getting.
Who was the last quarterback who signed? Oh, that's a very reasonable contract. Who was the last guy who did that?
Hey, honestly, Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
No,
Patrick Mahomes' contract is such smoke and mirrors.
It's wild. It's his cap hit every year is like $6 in a bag of chips. It's really insane. No, I mean,
$500 million
with his injury situation, with Garoppolo's injury situation. I mean, and then with what you saw, like Troy Aikman said it when the Garoppolo came out after the Rams tied it in the NFC Championship game. Troy Aikman said something to the effect of, well, the run game's not working, and I'm afraid you got to put it on Jimmy Garoppolo's shoulders.
I'm afraid. I said, that was odd. I'm afraid.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, I don't think there's like this big secret that you can't rely on Garoppolo to be the guy to carry you to wins.
Yeah.
But if a team gives him 5 and 100, like, more power to him, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be wild. That'd be wild. I wouldn't give him 500. You know who, and this will tie into my other question, and I want to see what both of you guys think about this. You know who might give him 5 and 100? Who I've kind of had my eye on the entire time, if they can't work out a deal with Seattle, is the New York Giants.
I don't think so.
I mean, Brian.
You're done with Zach Wilson?
If you're Brian,
because of Bob?
Giants.
The Giants.
Oh, the Giants. Yeah.
If Brian Dable,
I don't think so.
Man, I heard that Brian Dable, I can't remember if I read or heard.
You got the right
Brian Dable. Huh?
You got the right Brian. A Bill Belichick joke right there.
Oh, yeah. Or Brian Flores or Brian Dable. Likes Daniel Jones. And I don't believe that for like 1 second. But I don't know if you're Brian Dable, are you wanting to start with where the Giants are at? Are you wanting to just be like, oh yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo, and by the time this team is built into anything, he's going to be 34? That
franchise is a mess.
They're a disaster.
I don't think
the Niners would trade him there. Like, he wants to go to a place where they're going to win, and
that's
to
true.
the Giants.
Win situation. You're right. You're right about that one. But I was saying that goes into my other thought and my question, because I would make a deal with the Giants for Saquon Barkley, because I only say that because I've heard Giants fans, it's not even like reporters, but like hint at like, yo, we need to move him. We don't need to pay him. We have him. We can't win. We'd move. But Saquon, whoever, I say the 49ers need one playmaker. One reason I was a little hesitant throughout the season, once they got into the playoffs and started pulling off these wins, I was like, yo, they could do this once they were in there. But during the season, it felt like they were one player short on each side of the ball. And I think that's the homework assignment. Get a playmaker on offense, get a playmaker on the defensive end. And I think that's what they need to be doing. What do you say about that, Kyle?
Are you talking about trading Jimmy Garoppolo for Saquon Barkley?
I mean, that was a trade I thought about 4 weeks ago. I don't even think it can happen now, but
I mean, it theoretically I guess could, but if you're trading for Jimmy Garoppolo, you're doing so because you have Saquon Barkley.
Right.
I think. But I talked about that. I talked about that.
They need to trade Saquon in New York. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I came up with
man, the one thing with it, I think it's a great idea. Like the thought is you talk about a guy like Saquon in that offense. That's wild. The issue you run into though is I think he's due for a contract extension now.
Mm-hmm.
He just finished year 3. And so he has 1 year left on his rookie deal plus his 5th year option. Like you're gonna have to pay Saquon probably like a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know if the Niners are going to want to do that. But if they do, like, yeah, go. Like, if you can get Saquon for a 4th round pick or whatever, and then you got to pay him, I would do it.
I got real quick, David. I got a couple names. I want to hear what you think about this, Kyle. On offense, Melvin Gordon or Juju Smith-Schuster or Allen Robinson. And the whole thought behind that on offense is you need to like get another playmaker so you can do whatever you want to do with Debo. If you want Debo to be more of a receiver and not have to put him in the backfield all game long, go get you a Melvin Gordon so you can have a Melvin Gordon, Eli Mitchell, 2-headed monster in the backfield. Melvin Gordon being that playmaker that maybe Eli isn't. If you want to still use that wild card as having Debo in the backfield, you go get another playmaking receiver like a Juju or Allen Robinson. So when Debo's in the backfield, you actually could like have options on the perimeter. You might even like play action to Debo to a real receiver because when Debo's in the backfield, it's 100% a run to him. You can kind of put some doubt in people's head if you had another playmaker at the wide receiver spot. What do you think about those two on offense? Either one of them, both of them, either one. Like you choose which direction you want to go.
I would not sign a running back. Like I said, in theory, like I get the Saquon idea, but I would not sign a running back to any kind of significant dollars. Like go re-sign Raheem Mostert and let him split carries with Elijah Mitchell if he can stay healthy.
Okay,
like that's what I would rather do.
Yeah, Kyle.
And then I think
yeah.
I think Allen Robinson's going to get a lot of money from like the Patriots or something like that. I love the Juju Smith-Schuster idea. Like I love that idea. I just think like you saw what Juwan Jennings did in this offense when he was featured a little more. And I think Juju Smith-Schuster could be just a way more talented version of that. I would overpay. I would overpay a little bit for Juju. For sure.
Kyle's
like,
cat is
big,
licking his
physical.
ear. That's what's happening right now.
He is the neediest cat in the universe. And he was clawing at my legs and it started to hurt, which is why I let him jump up onto my lap and then he made his way up here. No, but Juju, just like with how big and physical he is and just like the way he plays, I just think he would fit in their offense like really, really well.
I love that. I love that idea.
I'm so in on Juju. Yeah. I've been in on Juju. Count me in as a Juju guy.
Is it legitimate? Like, you think there's a shot for that?
I think so. I think they have other needs they need to address before they get to receiver. Because if you have Debo, Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, I think emerged really nicely this year.
I do.
Yeah. So they could definitely like if they think that Trey Lance is going to be that dude and you are really going to continue using Debo more as a running back and you think you need another dynamic playmaker on offense, I think the Juju Smith-Schuster thing is very, very real. Very real.
And I feel like I've heard that. I mean, he's a California guy, so he'd love to be back home or whatever the case. I feel like I've heard there's been a connection in the past, but I don't know. I could be just making things up. Now, on the other side of the ball, Kyle, I've said a couple of times, if good old Eddie D was there, I could guarantee you Stephon Gilmore and Tyrann Mathieu would be on this team next year. I could promise you that. But those are two guys that I look at. Stephon Gilmore, I don't, you get in the scheme and how the Niners play defense. I don't know how that works. I just know he's a great cornerback, and I love for them to see if they can make that work. And Tyrann Mathieu, he may get franchised in Kansas City, but they said he's been talking like he's, he thinks he's done out there. And Tyrann would take Tart's place, correct? Not Jimmy's. Jimmy Ward.
Yeah, yes, correct.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That's the playmaker I'm talking about.
So the thing with like scheme and stuff, I think DeMeco Ryan showed this year he's brilliant, and I think that you just get good players in, and I think scheme wise he would figure it out. Stephon Gilmore with his injury stuff, and he's in his early 30s now. Like I don't love that necessarily. I think if you're gonna go spend money at cornerback, just throw the kitchen sink at JC Jackson from New England. I just, if you're going to go all in at corner, you're going to make an investment, just do it. Like, because all of a sudden, if you have JC Jackson and Ambry Thomas outside and you kick Emmanuel Mosley inside, or if you feel good about Diamador Lenore, like it's just about depth. And if you can find a really high quality starter, and now Ambry Thomas is your third corner or Emmanuel Mosley is your third corner, like now you feel really good about that group. Plus what they're doing along the defensive line. When I circle like potential free agents they could sign, JC Jackson is the one that just is at the top of my list. They've not made a major investment at cornerback ever in the Lynch and Shanahan tenure. I mean, there was the Richard Sherman thing, but he was coming off the Achilles and negotiated his own contract. And I think if they were ever going to do it, now's the time to do so, because I think if you put like a legit number one corner like Jackson in this defense, they become a really, really, really difficult unit to move the ball on.
I like that.
It's Kyle Madson. I want to mention this. How it feels like obviously there's a ton of time left to talk about this as the offseason literally just started. Someone who's really got a benefit from sticking around is DeMeco Ryan, right? The fact that he's got a year of play calling under his belt, and I would argue the first year is pretty successful. Experience can only help him moving forward.
Yeah, and I think that's part of why he removed himself from the Minnesota job, removed himself from the running for that, or he just caught wind that it wasn't going to be him, and so he dropped out. But I think that he could wind up being the number one like head coaching candidate next year. Or at least he should be. If they put together a defensive effort like they did this year, and if they're even better, you get some more talent on that side of the ball, and they put together another deep playoff run in Trey Lance's first year as a starter with their defense playing as good or better than it did this season. Like, yeah, that's because it wasn't like the Niners were, they have good players on defense, but it's not like they were this loaded defense that like, Yumi and Kenny could have coached them to a top 5 unit. They had to scheme, like they had to do stuff. And the way they shut down Aaron Rodgers in the divisional round, like, I just don't know how you watch that and go, oh yeah, I don't want that guy to be my head coach. And I just think another year is only going to bolster his credentials for sure.
Real quick, because I know we have to get out of here, but you would know this better than I would, Kyle. I say all this stuff about going shopping, assuming they're going to have money because Jimmy will be gone. And I'm, no disrespect, praying D Ford's money will be gone. What kind of money are the 49ers looking at having this offseason?
It depends. Depending on, they could restructure a bunch of deals too and kick some money down the road to give themselves more room this year. But they could wind up with upwards of, we were looking at it last night, like 40, 45 or 50 million in cap space, like plenty to do some real damage in free agency for sure.
I need all of that. I'm
glad my cat bounced just in time to be
just in time to say goodbye. That's Kyle Madson, 95.7 The Game in San Francisco, host of Candlestick Chronicles, where you could get here on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts from, and of course his tremendous writing on Niners Wire. you died yesterday. I don't know if you're aware of that. I brought you up on the show, and you got so that's the universal sign.
I did.
Yeah. So we're happy you're back to life, but I realize there's probably not much reason for us to talk every week. But you're welcome on anytime you want. So,
dude, I'm going to be
bye.
available Friday at 2:20. And if you want me to jump on and talk Kings or baseball lockout or whatever, like I'm in.
Dude,
you let me know.
Okay.
No, he's not getting to Jimmy no more. Okay, bring it back. Yeah,
okay, just to be clear, you can come on next Friday 2:20. We're not talking about the baseball lockout.
We're
Kyle will be back with us. Maybe we'll just talk
about
about random stuff. Maybe we'll talk about pineapple shirts. Who knows?